Hello, my absolutely beautiful astrology soulmates. It's me, Stormie Grace, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for the week of July 8th, which I have to laugh because just moments before recording our weekly video, my clip on my mic broke. So I'm going to be holding the mic this week. So just roll with me if you can. Now, also, fellow astrologer Nadia Shah was feeling a bit under the weather, needed some recovery time this week. So you're going to get a weekly horoscope from me here, but you can also go check out the exact same horoscope on her channel as well. And we're just sending lots of well wishes in that direction. Now, as always, the timestamps will be in the description box down below for every single day, so feel free to click down there and check them out. Especially, I just want to tell you, I really think you should keep your eyes on what is going on Friday. That's going to be our bump in the road kind of day for this week. In a really smooth week, Friday definitely will be getting our attention, so make sure you click down there and check out Friday if you listen to absolutely nothing else, okay? All right, beautiful friends, I am thrilled. I'm so excited. If you are ready to be making YouTube videos, if you're ready to take your craft onto YouTube, if you've got a YouTube channel, it's not growing, or if you've got a YouTube channel and it is not bringing in different streams of income into your life, then I have got my 5-day breakthrough challenge coming up. We start meeting live again in August. So if that is you, you're looking to learn how to make content that the algorithm finds, and you're learning to make content that actually can bring not streams, but rivers of income into your life, then I definitely want to have you in that class. So make sure you click in the description box down below, go over, get signed up. It's 5 weekends in August. It's a really good time. We meet for an hour. You're going to leave having made a video, understanding exactly how YouTube works, and being able to create different streams of revenue with your YouTube channel. So if that's you, would love to have you. Of course, there's so much more goodness happening in the description box down below as well. Okay. Into the week we go. Now, coming in on Monday, absolutely love the energy. We're coming in, the moon is in Leo. So it's our first signature that we are coming in this week in a more extroverted week. We're saying it with our chest out, right? It's like, yes, I'm here. I have these things I want to express, these things that I want to say. So we'll be having a much more expressive and creative energy that leads us into the week. Now, what we're also going to see is that we see Venus coming into a sextile with Uranus. Now, as this Venus-Uranus sextile, I do like this because typically when they come together, it's pretty positive, but it's surprising. What comes from it is surprising. Now, just behind this, we're also going to see that Mercury is also in a sextile to Jupiter, and later in the day behind this, Mercury is going to be in a sextile to the south node and a trine to the north node. So when I'm looking at Monday, what I want to tell you is that first of all, there could be information, surprising information coming your way. And you're like being maybe offered an opportunity to cooperate or to collaborate in some way. And you're going to want to be paying attention because as these aspects are playing out, it's showing you exactly why you would go towards a particular direction. Now, this Mercury-Jupiter is a really nice combination as well because it takes the planet of the small mind, Mercury, and puts it in a really comfortable conversation with Jupiter, the planet of the big mind. So on Monday, also, I relate it to being in the best position to get the details together in a long-term goal, like make the plans that you need to plan and be able to lay it out step by step by step by step by step. I mean, Monday is really just a blessed day cosmically for being able to get those things done. So also, Jupiter ruling over travel, Mercury doing more short distance travel. I think if you wanted to, you're planning a group trip, or you're planning, you want to go to a conference. I would love to see you in Australia. Come and join me 2025, right? Whatever it is, you can get all your plans done here and wait for some little unexpected treats to also present themselves with that Venus-Uranus sextile. Now, when we get into Tuesday, one of the things I want to remind you is that first of all, it's going to be a void of course moon time. And this is going to be from 12 o'clock in the morning all the way until 7:47 a.m. And that's Colorado Mountain Time. So make sure that you adjust your clocks accordingly. So we get this 7 hours to remember to come back to ourselves, to breathe, that we have time to come into Tuesday rested. right? Now, during the void of course moon, what you're not wanting to do is start anything new. And I'm telling you, you start something new during a void of course, and then almost as quickly as the void of course is over, so right around 7:50, what you were working on is trash. It just like falls apart, like it just dissolves like cotton candy, right? But what you can do is finish up things that are in your space. I always like to call people back to, okay, what in your physical space needs to be finished up? Does your laundry miss you, right? what needs your attention that you can just do and bring a finishing touch to, and where can you just rest? Now, just after that, we're going to see that the moon moves into our service-oriented energy of Virgo. So as we're going to spend the next 2.5 days with the moon in Virgo, remember to ask yourself, where am I in analysis paralysis? Where am I thinking about it too much? I'm thinking about it. I've been thinking about it and figuring it out. Maybe we have to get away from that just a little bit. But instead, where can we point that discerning Virgo energy internally and say, okay, what would make me feel good? Like, what do I need to do to be internally organized and emotionally organized? What do I need to do to feel like I'm connecting with my daily routine and organized in it, right? Because when there's clarity, that's kindness, even to ourselves. So it can ease the daily routine. So as we're experiencing that beautiful moon in Virgo, let it Virgo be Virgo, which is, yes, it can be nitpicky and it can be thinking. But a moon in Virgo also wants to be with your emotions, be in your routine, and see if it feels good, if it feels like what is right for you, okay? So enjoy that moon in Virgo energy. Now, we're going to see that the moon in Virgo and the sun over in Cancer actually come into a really beautiful trine conversation, or a sextile conversation, because we've got the moon in an earth sign and we've got the sun in a water sign. So they're in a lovely connection. So when you get this sun moon conversation going, first of all, the luminaries are in a good spot with each other. So Tuesday, second half of the day is really nice. It's pleasant. It's kind of like distraction and drama free. So feel free to get in on that. Enjoy that. And before we end out the day, we see Jupiter coming into a trine now with the south node and a sextile with the north node. So this is where I want to call your attention to gratitude. Gratitude. And remember, yes, if you have a gratitude notebook, I would love for you to be writing down your life. What are you grateful for as you look around your life on Tuesday for the rest of the week? What can you see that you're genuinely grateful for, right? Because sometimes, we have this abundance that's right at our fingertips, but we've forgotten to look up and notice it. So where can you do that at this time? Particularly looking at that trine to the south node. Where is it easy for you to see, soulmate, where you came from? And where are you excited with that sextile to the north node to look at where you can go next based on what you've already achieved and accomplished? That's a really big thing. Look back where you were, look forward to where you're going, and do it with gratitude, okay? Now, as we're coming along to Wednesday, we're going to see the sun come into a trine with Saturn. Sun-Saturn trine, love it. Because first of all, the sun is bringing your motivation, and it's bringing something steady, and it's enduring in what it's doing, and emotionally you're invested in this. Now, trine to that Saturn is in retrograde, okay? So as we're going to experience this energy, first of all, it is a reminder that progress is perfect. Progress is perfect. So what you are investing in, where you are emotionally investing in starting something, where you are emotionally investing in giving it its next oomph of go, you're doing it for long-term success. You're building something that will sustain you. Your future self is going to say thank you for what you're working on in this particular aspect. So let me know in the comment section down below, what is it? What are you building? What have you been working on and working towards? Because progress is perfect here, okay? On Thursday, we've got Venus in a trine to Neptune. I love these two. They're the Bopsy twins. Sometimes when they get together, it's like too good is like too good, It's like too good. It's too much. But I think on this day, it's an okay day to really get into the creativity, get into the energy of the romanticism that's happening here as well. Neptune has recently gone retrograde, so you're also going back over your own life and looking at it. You're like, it's a pretty charmed little thing. Do I have food? Do I have water? Do I have access to some of my sanity? If life is particularly hard going for you right now, where can you stop and go, you know what, I'm eating dessert first today? And I'm going to be grateful for the things that I have in my life. I'm going to pan out just a little bit and see where I can put some ease and I can put some gratitude into what I'm growing into. Now, just behind that, we're going to see Venus moves into the energy of Leo. So we're going to be saying it with our chest out in that big, beautiful Leo energy. But Venus is an attracting only energy. She attracts, she doesn't chase. Attracts, doesn't chase. And in Leo, we're letting our heart, you know what I think about when I think about Venus and Leo? I think about the Care Bears. Do you guys remember that? I'm an 82 baby, and I was a big fan of the Care Bears. And how, when they wanted to express their emotion, it didn't come all from their hearts. It came from their bellies, but they would do the Care Bear stare. You know what I mean? And so I feel like that is Venus in Leo energy. You're just letting your heart shine really open, really big, really creative, really, really expressively. You are willing to be called into the spotlight and serve and step up to that, but you're letting it come to you. There's this beautiful attraction. Now, there's also a lot of play when it comes to your romantic life, your intimate life, places where you need harmony. You need Venus to touch and bring some harmony into the Leo area of your chart. There's play. When's the last time you just let somebody off the hook? Because is it really that big of a deal? When's the last time you laughed at yourself and stopped taking everything so seriously? Through your bubbling laughter, Venus attracts that play and that love into you as well. And you deserve it. You, more than anybody, deserves to love and play in your own life. At the end of the day, we've got a very quick void of course moon that's going to be happening at 7:54 p.m. and it's only going to go until 8:06 p.m. So in that time, I encourage you, Mountain Time, take it. Take that few minutes to take your hands off of your life. Let the universe have it just for a few minutes and rest. Don't put your hands on anything new. Stop doing what you are working on, unless, of course, it's an emergency. And let the energy just drop down. Very quickly after that, 8:06 p.m., you get the moon moving into Libra. So we're up and we're active again. And now you're looking for balance. Am I in right relationship with myself? Am I in right relationship with myself so I can be in right relationship with other people? What's going on in my companionship? All of our attention will be turned to that over this next couple days. Now, Friday. Okay, here's our bump in the road day. On Friday, we see Venus moving into an opposition with Pluto, who is also retrograde, and this is a bump in the road day. Now, I want to tell you three important things about it. My very first one is sometimes what we can see when Venus and Pluto come together, and Pluto's it's moving backwards, so you've seen this. Something is trying to die off, or something is trying to be in the midst of its transformation, even if it's not all the way there. But what we can see sometimes is you are massively attracted to something that is dangerous for you to be touching and engaging in, right? And karmic relationships, that person who you cannot not be attracted to that person or that situation. So I really want to encourage you, it's exciting. It can be a little on the edge, right? There can be that tension, that pull in it. I want to really caution you that if something or someone comes in and you've got that dance going on, give it some time. Give it some time, because if it's really an okay and for you thing, doesn't mean it's going to always be peaceful, but if it's an okay and for you thing, give it some time and let that relationship, let that thing that came into your life have some time to breathe. Certainly give it a couple days to get past the opposition, but really if you can let whomever comes into your world exist nice and slow until you get to October when Pluto comes out of retrograde. If they're meant to stay and stay on, they will. If not, it will die off, okay? Now, the other side of this is that, Pluto can bring up fears, insecurities, you're obsessive about something, there's manipulation going on, because because it's coming from a fearful and uncomfortable place. You think you're not going to get something you want, or you're going to lose something that you already have. You're afraid of it, right? So this can cause us to take behaviors that are a little off the cuff. But I'd like to give it the benefit of the doubt. And I was talking about this with another astrologer the other day, but I'd like to give it the benefit of the doubt to say that maybe this Venus and Pluto is bringing up, because Pluto's a good researcher, a good investigator, a good digger-upper of things, some truth, some fear, some insecurity, some secrets, something that needs to be talked about. It's needed to be talked about because it has to be transformed into what it will be next. And maybe it's rising that to the surface, and you're finding the integration instead of running from the fear or let it driving you. You're having this conversation. You're talking about, you're not running or backing down from the transformation that needs to be had when we have the uncomfortable conversations, but we do it in order to heal. So I think that Friday is a day I would tell you to definitely be paying attention to what is going on, okay? When we get to Saturday, we've got two things that I think are important. First of all, we've got the first quarter moon that's going to be happening at 22 degrees of Libra. Now, the first quarter is where you're building. You are a builder. You're tearing down what was, and you're being future forward minded. You're building what is to come at 22 degrees of Libra in your chart. So whatever house this lights up for you, one thing you can know is that you've been working on this since October 14th of 2023, because we had an eclipse, a new moon solar eclipse at 21 degrees of Libra. So what was starting for you? What were you planting your seeds of intention? You're like, I'm willing to commit to this relationship. I'm willing to commit to this bringing balancing, this harmony into my life. What was it, right? Because that's when it started. Or I'm committing to releasing something in relationships that doesn't work for me anymore. So now the time has come where you are in action. You are tearing that stuff down. You are building something else. Now we are going to see your pivot. Okay, I've built something. Now what do I do with it when we get to April 13th of 2025? And we see that there's a full moon happening in Libra, but it started already in October. We're doing some action now, and then we'll pivot. Just after that, we're going to see that the moon gets into a void of course period. And this is going to be from 4:48 p.m. until 8:52 a.m. Mountain Time. So take your time, lean into that, love that, give yourself the downtime, let yourself rest, okay? This is going to be going well into Sunday morning when we're waking up before we see that moon getting into the energy of Scorpio. So come in nice and slow. You've done your balancing. You've done your looking around. Nothing new needs your attention unless it's an emergency. You know what? Somebody told me this was like 14 years ago, because everything in my life was like an emergency. I had to do it now. I have a lot of air in my chart. This person said, did you know that only emergencies are emergencies? And that has stuck with me for 14 years. And it has really allowed me to go, well, wait a minute, is this like an actual emergency? Is there blood? Is anyone dying? Or is this my head trying to make me think that there's an emergency? So unless there's an emergency, enjoy your void of course moon time, okay? Then we'll see the moon transition into the vibration of Scorpio, and we go from being social and we're like, yeah, I want to be out. I want to be with people. You know, maybe you're being with people while that moon is in Libra, and that's what walks you into that Venus opposition with Pluto, and people are rubbing you a different way or exposing you to something different with all that social energy. And then it's like, oh, there's a fear and insecurity I'm talking about, right? But then when we get to Sunday and the moon moves into Scorpio, you're like, I don't want to be out. I would really like to go home. I would like to deeply connect with myself. You know, you're a little bit more, I want to be in my own space, my own body, my own breathing. But it's a great place and a great time as we get past 9 a.m. on Sunday Mountain Time to look at what are your motives? What's driving you right now, even subconsciously? Maybe do a little journaling. What's going on? Have some contemplation. What is driving me right now? Am I afraid I'm not going to get something that I think I want? Or am I afraid I'm going to lose something that I already have, right? What is driving me? Now, also on Sunday, if you can cook a little something with some cardamom, some turmeric, some basil, I would love that for feeding that moon in Scorpio vibe. All right, my beautiful friends, I hope you have a gorgeous week. It is a pretty pleasant week that we've got on our hands, at least in the general. Of course, and as always, make sure you check it against your own chart. And if you don't have your own chart yet, click in my description box down below or come and visit me at stormiegrace.com and let's get you your chart so you can see exactly where this is happening for you and your life and your world, okay? All right, beautiful friends, check out this video over here, and at the end next, make sure you've checked out the Tale of Three Moons videos as well, because we have still got one more moon in our Tale of Three Moons, and that's coming up on the 21st. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.